Welcome back to Doctor Who Makeup. Today, we are not talking about Doctor Who, and we are not talking about makeup either. If you've been following me for a while, you know that last year I did something called the Booktubeathon, and it is a week-long sprint, I guess, where you can read as many books as possible, and it is all run by Ariel Bissett on the Booktubeathon channel. Now, there's 7 days. You are supposed to read 7 books with 6 other challenges, and it spans across all social media platforms, including YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Before I tell you what all the challenges are for the Booktubeathon, I'm going to share with you the books in my TBR pile. So, this year, just like last year, you're supposed to pick out 7 books and try to read them all. I picked a lot of books that I haven't read that I own instead of getting any from the library, which I did back at the Christmas Booktubeathon, and all of these ones I have not read, and some of them, 2 of them are parts of a series that I've read like the first few books in, but I just now am getting to these ones, and the other ones are brand new to me. So I've arranged them in the days I'm going to be reading them in. So the first book is 4 by Veronica Roth. I picked this up a few months ago and I haven't read it. It's just been sitting on my shelf. So I figured it was a nice thin book that I could probably get through in a few hours. And believe it or not, I finished it in 4 hours, under 4 hours. This was the first book that I read in the Booktubeathon. Started at 12 midnight the first day, finished it in under 4 hours, and I took a few different breaks. This is also one of the books that I'm going to be talking about for one of the other challenges that it completes. The second book, which was supposed to be read today, Tuesday, is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. I actually finished 4 so quickly that I decided to pick this up later on the Monday, which was yesterday, and I finished it yesterday as well. It took me 6 hours maybe to complete, but it was super great. The third book that I figured I would read, and this one, I kind of planned every book for a different day of the week, and this was going to be my Wednesday book because Wednesday is going to be my busiest day this week. So I picked a really thin one that I thought would be super quick to get through, and that is Elle and Blair Fowler's Beneath the Glitter book. I finished this one today actually because I'd finished the other 2 and I thought, well, why not read another book today? It was super quick to get through and it was okay. It wasn't the best book ever. I don't know if I'd recommend it to anybody, but it's a really quick, really easy read. And now on to the books that I haven't read. I've read 3 out of 7 so far, and it's only Tuesday. It's like 5 o'clock on Tuesday. So, got a lot more to get through. These ones are bigger, they are thicker, and they're probably going to take me a lot longer to get through. So the first one is Opposition by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I read the first 4, I don't know what they're called, they're sitting right there. Those 2, right there, the blue and the white one. I read the first 4 last Booktubeathon in the summer. I enjoyed them, and I got this one at a book sale, so I haven't read it yet. Cannot wait to read it. It is not super big, and it actually contains 2 books. It is both Opposition and then a prequel book, so technically if I don't read the prequel, I'm still like only halfway through the book, but I've finished it. So this is my next read, and I'm going to start it after I eat supper tonight. Then I have another really thin book because I haven't read this and I wanted to read it. It is John Green's Looking for Alaska. I can't wait to read this because apparently it's going to be turned into a movie and it's been sitting on my shelf for so long. Cannot wait to read this one. Now the 6th book, and the one I'm looking forward to the least, just because it took me so long to get through the first 2, it is The Mortal Instruments City of Glass by Cassandra Clare. I read the first one, I loved it, and then it took me forever to read the second one because I had seen the movie after I read the first one, and it sat on my nightstand stand for almost a year, and then I finally read it last summer, and I don't know why, I just didn't pick up the rest of the series. I have the entire series, but I will finally be reading this one, and this is the thickest book that I'm going to be reading this entire Booktubeathon. And then if I do finish that book, I will finally move on to the 7th one, which is An Abundance of Catherines, also by John Green. And now onto the challenges. There are 7 challenges. The first one is read a book with blue on the cover, and for that one I picked Opposition. It's pretty much blue. It works, and just the rest of the books that I have picked out fit into other categories a little bit better. The second challenge is to read a book by an author who shares the same first letter of their last name. So my last name starts with an E, so I have to pick a book by somebody whose last name starts with an E as well. Turns out I own one book with somebody whose last name starts with an E. So I decided to change it up. I'm reading somebody whose first name starts with an E, and that is Beneath the Glitter by Elle and Blair Fowler. The third third challenge is to read somebody else's favorite book. Now, one of my friends' little sister loves reading books, loves watching all the same booktubers as I, and whenever we get together, we go swimming at my mom's house because they live right next door, we always talk about it, and she said she read this book and loved it. So it is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. I've already read it and I loved it too, so perfect. The fourth challenge is to read a book that you acquired last. Now, for me, I have purchased a lot of books, and the last three I've actually purchased, I've already read. They're sitting right there. You can only see their spines, the purple, blue, and red one. It's Nora Roberts' series, the Cousin O'Dwyer trilogy. So anyways, I had to pick a book that I haven't read on my shelf, so I just picked a John Green book. And technically, I bought both of the John Green books at the same time, as well as Fangirl and a whole bunch of others at a big book sale. So I just picked Looking for Alaska. Super easy, nice and thin, and it fits the category. The fifth challenge is to read a book without letting go of it, and that was 4. I've actually completed the challenge. I read it in under 4 hours. I didn't let go of it, so done. The sixth challenge is to read a book you really want to read, and this book, The Abundance of Catherines, is the one that I picked for this challenge because I really want to read it. The seventh challenge is to read 7 books altogether, and The City of Glass is the one that will complete all of these challenges for me. So I am super excited to continue reading all of these books. Like I said, I've read 3, I have 4 more to go, but I feel confident that I can finish all 7 books in the 7 days allotted. And now it's on to the challenges. So that is Booktubeathon wrap up for day 1 and day 2. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I will be posting other ones for the Booktubeathon as it lasts this entire week, so stay tuned for that. And I've been uploading a lot of other videos recently, so check those out too. I'll see you guys later. Bye.